Todd Howard. It's a name that sparks endless debate among gamers. To some, he's a visionary, the architect of sprawling open worlds like Skyrim and Fallout 3. To others, he's the man who's taken Bethesda in a direction that strayed too far from its roots. But regardless of where you stand, one thing is clear. Todd Howard is one of the most influential figures in modern gaming. And today, we're not just talking about the games. We're talking about the man behind them. Thank you for joining us on this audio log as we explore the journey of a developer who has redefined the industry. Sit back, let's dive into the story of a person behind the franchises we love, and sometimes love to critique. Todd Howard was born in Lower Maguine Township, Pennsylvania in 1970. Growing up, he wasn't just your average kid. His love for video games began early, ignited by the likes of Wizardry and Ultima 3. But Todd wasn't just playing these games, he was analyzing them, deconstructing their mechanics, and dreaming of worlds he could one day create himself. By the time he reached high school, Todd's passion for gaming was evident, but it wasn't just gaming that captivated him. He was fascinated by technology and storytelling. His family often recounted how he spent countless hours drawing out game ideas and creating imaginary worlds. He pursued his education at the College of William and Mary, where he majored in finance, a pragmatic choice, but one that didn't overshadow his true passion, game design. In 1994, Todd joined Bethesda Softworks, a company that was then a small player in the gaming industry. His first project, a small role in the Terminator Future Shock, a first-person shooter that pushed boundaries for its time. But Todd's ambitions were far greater. He didn't just want to work on games, he wanted to redefine them. His chance came with the Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall, but it was the Elder Scrolls III Morrowind that truly put Todd Howard on the map. Released in 2002, Morrowind was a groundbreaking open-world RPG that gave players an unprecedented sense of freedom and immersion. Todd's vision for open-ended gameplay and attention to detail became hallmarks of his work, catapulting Bethesda to fame. In 2004, Bethesda acquired the rights to the Fallout franchise. Many fans were skeptical. Could a company known for fantasy RPGs handle a gritty, post-apocalyptic world? Todd and his team answered that question in 2008 with Fallout 3. The game was a massive departure from the original isometric format, but it succeeded in introducing millions of players to the wasteland. Howard's approach to Fallout wasn't just about survival mechanics or combat. It was about storytelling, choices with real consequences, characters that felt alive, and a world that begged to be explored. For many, Fallout 3 redefined what a role-playing game could be. For others, it marked the beginning of a divide between the classic Fallout fans and Bethesda's new audience. This divide became even more pronounced with Fallout 4. While the game boosted stunning visuals, expanding crafting systems, and dynamic combat, some fans criticized its streamlined dialogue and perceived lack of depth. It was clear that Todd was steering the franchise into new territory, embracing innovation while risking alienation of its core fanbase. Then came Starfield, promised as a sprawling, interstellar adventure that would redefine space exploration and gaming. It was billed as Bethesda's magnum opus, but when the dust settled, many players were left underwhelmed, me included. Critics and fans alike have described Starfield, though, as a hollow experience, an empty universe lacking life, charm, and meaningful choices that Bethesda games are known for. While the ambition was undeniable, the execution left much to be desired. It's hard not to wonder, was the time and money poured into Starfield worth it? Could Bethesda have better spent those resources on The Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout 5? Two titles fans have been eagerly anticipating over a decade, and I'm going to be honest, we probably won't see it till 2035. Let's hope and pray, guys, but for now, Starfield feels like a really big misstep, and it's a bold, but it's ultimately flawed, guys. It's a flawed experiment. And so, the debate about Todd Howard's legacy, guys, it rages on. Is he a visionary, pushing the boundaries of what games can be, or has his focus on innovation come at the expense of the depth and storytelling that made us fall in love with Bethesda in the first place? For me, I remain torn, appreciating his ambition, but longing for the immersive, handcrafted worlds that once defined his work. But beyond the games, Todd is a fascinating character, guys. He's known for his charm, his wit, and his meme-worthy quotes like his,
all of this just works.
He's become as much a brand as Bethesda itself. But he's also an enigma, a man who rarely discusses his personal life or the pleasures of leading one of gaming's most scrutinized companies. Despite the criticisms, Todd remains committed to his vision. He's often spoken about the importance of storytelling, player agency, and creating worlds where anything feels possible. Whether you agree with his direction or not, it's hard not to respect his dedication. Now, as we reflect on Todd Howard's career, guys, even though it's not over, it's clear he is a divisive figure. For some, he's a genius who has brought us some of the most memorable games of all time. For others, he's a symbol of how far Bethesda has strayed away from its roots. Personally, I find myself, guys, somewhere about in the middle, torn between nostalgia for the classics and curiosity about what's next. And while Starfield may have stumbled, there's no denying the excitement surrounding The Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5. Let me know, guys, though, down below what features you want to see in both of those. But I have another question for you guys. Will Todd learn from the past and return to the depth and detail that made Bethesda great? Only time's gonna tell, guys. So, guys, who is Todd Howard? He's a dreamer. He's a creator. And yes, he is a polarizing figure. But above all, he's a storyteller, inviting us into worlds where we can lose ourselves, find ourselves, or simply explore. Whether you love his work or question his choices, one thing is for sure. Todd's impact on gaming is undeniable. If you enjoy this exploration of Todd Howard's journey and some of the facts I've given you about his life, consider checking out my other videos like the fascinating Fallout facts you may have missed. Did you guys know that Bill Clinton was almost in Fallout 3? Or that New Vegas has a hidden golden Pip-Boy? If that piques your interest, we've got even more surprises waiting for you. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and as always, like the video and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Corn out.